Two iconic states, two powerful lifestyles. One question: which state should you call home? From Washington's snow-capped mountains and tech-driven cities to Florida's palm-lined boulevards and endless summer, Washington joined the Union in 1889 as the 42nd state, now home to over 7.8 million people. Florida entered in 1845 as the 27th state and ranks third in population, with more than 22.6 million residents. Thinking long-term? Let's talk home ownership. In Seattle, Washington, the median price for a single-family home is around $900,000, ranging from $770,000 to over $1 million depending on the neighborhood. Meanwhile, in Orlando, Florida, you can buy a single-family home for about $385,000, less than half the price of Seattle. Prefer a condo? In Seattle, expect to pay over $600,000. In Orlando, condos start closer to $300,000. Again, almost 50% more affordable. Not ready to buy? Let's talk rent. In Seattle, Washington, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center is about $2,500 per month. In Orlando, Florida, a one-bedroom downtown averages closer to $1,900 a month. Looking for more space? A three-bedroom apartment in Seattle rents for around $4,200 per month. In Orlando, that same size goes for approximately $2,900 a month. Bottom line, in Washington, you pay for the views. In Florida, you keep more in your pocket. But buying a home is just one part of the equation. The average monthly cost of living in Seattle is about $8,500 for a family of three. In Orlando, it's around $6,400, with savings on housing, food, and transportation. From rent to groceries, utilities to childcare, Florida is 20 to 30% more affordable than Washington. Wages are higher in Washington. In Seattle, you'll earn an average post-tax salary of over $6,700 per month. In Orlando, around $4,200 per month. That's a big difference, but so are your expenses. Owning a home? Don't forget insurance. In Florida, annual home insurance can top $6,000 due to hurricane and flood risks. In Washington, earthquake and fire insurance usually totals around $1,200 to $1,400 per year. More stable, but not risk-free. Two states, two stories. One decision that shapes your destiny. Will you chase the innovation and mountain air of Washington or the sunshine and freedom of Florida? This isn't just about where you live, it's about who you become. Choose boldly, dream louder. Your future starts now. A great future starts with a great education. In Washington, you'll find over 2,500 public schools serving millions of students, from innovative STEM programs to arts and to culture. Home to world-renowned universities like the University of Washington, a powerhouse in research and innovation. Florida matches with over 4,200 public schools and an expanding network of colleges and universities, including the University of Florida and Florida State University. Both states invest deeply in shaping the leaders of tomorrow. But life isn't just about work and study. It's about breathing fresh air, feeling alive. Washington boasts over 140 state parks and countless hiking trails, from rugged coastline to alpine peaks. Imagine weekends exploring Mount Rainier or kayaking Puget Sound. Florida offers more than 175 state parks and 7,700 miles of coastline, sandy beaches, vibrant wetlands, and the Everglades. A playground for outdoor lovers and nature seekers. Where you live should be a sanctuary. Washington is among the safest states in the nation, with well-funded healthcare systems and top-tier medical facilities like Seattle's Swedish Medical Center. Florida also invests heavily in healthcare, from Miami's cutting-edge clinics to Tampa's specialty centers. While the Sunshine State faces unique climate challenges, its medical infrastructure continues to grow and adapt. But what about health insurance? Average monthly health insurance premiums, individual plans. In Washington, expect to pay about $475 per month for an individual health insurance plan. In Florida, it's slightly more affordable, around $470 a month on average. Of course, costs vary by provider, age, and coverage level. But one thing is clear, both states offer access to modern healthcare at a comparable price point. The world of work has changed forever. Washington leads the charge with tech giants and a robust digital economy, making remote work not just possible, but thriving. Flexible schedules, innovation hubs, and endless co-working spaces keep productivity soaring. Florida attracts remote professionals with its sunny climate and lower cost of living, a perfect recipe for work-life balance. Dream big, build bigger. Washington's business environment is dynamic, home to billion-dollar companies like Microsoft and Amazon. The average salary? Around $90,000 per year. Yet it levies no personal state income tax, offering a unique balance for entrepreneurs. Florida is a business powerhouse too, with no state income tax and a pro-growth climate that attracts startups and global investors alike. The average annual salary in Florida sits at about $57,000, lower than Washington's, but backed by a lower cost of living. The state proudly hosts numerous billionaires and investors, fueling economic growth. In 2023, Washington was home to 13 billionaires, including tech magnates Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer. Florida, on the other hand, boasted 78 billionaires, with Jeff Bezos among its residents. These numbers reflect not just wealth, but the entrepreneurial ecosystems thriving in each state. Let's take a closer look at where the jobs are and where opportunities are booming. Washington State, aerospace is taking off with satellite manufacturing and assembly in high demand. Tech and cybersecurity roles, from AI engineers to data scientists, are exploding, with growth reaching 60% and salaries topping $190,000 per year. Florida. Electricians, software developers, registered nurses, and general operations managers are leading the hiring wave in 2025. With booming healthcare, tech, and construction industries, salaries range from $62,000 to over $118,000 per year, and demand keeps rising. Washington offers deep tech and aerospace frontiers. Florida powers ahead with skilled trades, healthcare, and software careers. Two states, endless opportunity. Your move. The getting around should be effortless. Seattle boasts an expanding public transit system, from buses and streetcars to light rail and ferries, connecting communities and easing commutes. Monthly public transit pass in Seattle costs around $99 to $130, depending on zones and services. Florida's major metro areas, like Miami, Orlando, and Tampa, continue to invest in public transit, yet personal vehicles remain the dominant mode of transport. A monthly transit pass in cities like Miami costs around $70 to $100. Prefer to drive? In Washington State, gas averages about $4.60 per gallon, making it one of the most expensive in the nation. Floridians pay less, about $3.50 per gallon, depending on the region. Monthly fuel costs. In Washington, drivers spend approximately $200 to $250 per month on gas. In Florida, monthly gas expenses are lower, typically $140 to $180 per month. Car insurance also differs. In Washington, the average annual auto insurance premium is around $1,313, roughly $110 per month. In Florida, it's significantly higher, averaging $2,560 per year, or about $213 per month, due to higher accident rates and weather risks. Washington ranks high in education, healthcare, and public safety. It's one of the most progressive and green-minded states. Florida, on the other hand, offers no state income tax, a vibrant cultural scene, and a growing population of remote professionals and retirees. So, you've seen the numbers, the housing, the jobs, the lifestyle, but what's it really like to live there? Let's break it down, the real pros and cons of each state. Washington State pros and cons. First up, Washington State, a place where innovation meets epic natural beauty. Here's what makes it shine and where it might fall short. Pros: no personal state income tax. Tech-driven economy with companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Boeing. Higher average salaries, nearly $90,000 per year. Access to world-class hiking, skiing, and coastline. Strong education system and public transport in major cities. Cons. But it comes at a price. Housing and living costs are steep. Cloudy, rainy weather can stretch for months. Traffic in cities like Seattle is no joke. And yes, earthquakes and volcanoes are part of the landscape. Florida, pros and cons narrator. Now, let's head south to the Sunshine State, Florida, a place full of energy, warmth, and big dreams. Pros: no state income tax, and same as Washington. Lower cost of living, especially in housing and daily expenses. Sunshine year-round and tropical vibes. Growing industries in healthcare, logistics, and tourism, a favorite for retirees, digital nomads, and entrepreneurs alike. Cons. But Florida brings its own challenges. Hot, humid weather and hurricane season is real. Public transit? Often limited outside of major cities. Salaries tend to be lower than in Washington. And property insurance can be sky-high in coastal areas. Two states, two stories. One decision that shapes your destiny. Will you chase the innovation and mountain air of Washington, or the sunshine and freedom of Florida? This isn't just about where you live, it's about who you become. Choose boldly, dream louder. Your future starts now. Don't miss out. Subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated on where life could take you next.